Thanks very much, Steve. Yeah, we've got some new names. If you've not seen the F4 race from earlier on, I tell you what, new names, new teams. We got a first-time team winner in the earlier one. Martin Molnar there, our returning rookie champion, back with us. He did well in race number 2. He's actually third in the standings. I know it's early to look at standings, but we've had 2 races and you start to get that picture. There is Ella Lloyd's car. Ella, of course, having won the Academy Sprint race last weekend. And she's with Rodin this year with the McLaren livery, as you can see, as we wait for the cars to go off on their warming up lap. But yeah, August Raber took yesterday's win. The Aussie was, the Swede was really on it, did a lovely move on the man that's on pole position here. Effectively, we're replicating what we saw on the start from the second fastest times in qualifying. Henry Josselin double pole and August Raber P2, and Raber got a lovely move down into Redgate yesterday to take the lead and get his first win in the championship.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of confidence in him in it as well, obviously leading the championship. He's starting on the front row now, so I think he's going to have a lot of confidence going into turn 1. Unlike Josselin, who should have a load of confidence because he's on pole, but he has had a lot of difficulties so far this weekend.
He has. Let's hope that 3 is lucky for him. So here we are then. This is the fastest off the front race, and the fastest man in qualifying was Henry Josselin, double pole for him this weekend. August Raber alongside. Then it's the top rookie, Fionn McLaughlin, with Jimmy Pezik returning to the championship. He's on row 2. Tommy Harfield for Chris Dittman Racing is on row 3. Thomas Behrman next up, and then behind them, Ethan Jeff Hall. Was a story we'll tell you about Ethan when we get racing. Martin Molnar, as we mentioned, last year's rookie champion, is there. Adam Alazari from Rowan Campbell Pilling. Then Chase Fernandez, who won the reverse grid race, a first F4 win for Excel Motorsport. Congratulations to them. JHR Developments, Joel Bergstrom completing the top 12 on the outside of row 6. Then it's Harry Reynolds from Leo Robinson. Ella Lloyd next to Xavier Aramides. Then it's Yu Hao Fu and Henry Mercier on row 9. The 10th row, Cole Hewitson, Alba Larson and Charlie Edge completing our grid. Very much evident from the first couple of races we've seen already this weekend, Phil. Point you made very well is that different teams have come to the party now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to see people like Chris Dittman Racing up there fighting for podiums. You've obviously got Molnar with Virtuosi, who
on his own.
Yeah, exactly. Has got no teammates, no data to go off. So he nearly won the second race this weekend. It was very impressive. I think if there wasn't for that red flag, I think we could have seen him going for a move on Fernandez. So yeah, it's great to see so many teams, so many drivers in this category. Yeah, Ethan Jeff Hall is, like you said, he has got a good place penalty. There was a bit of a story behind that, and he has got a penalty for starting a bit further back, and he's got a different chassis, different tub. The team did an amazing job to get that car back out for this race.
Yeah, phenomenal work from the team. Charlie Edge, the man we looked at towards the back of the grid, he got a rookie podium yesterday, so delighted with silverware in his first meeting. But the lights are out, we go racing. Look at the start from Raber. Very quick off the line. He's going to be on the racing line as they go down towards Redgate. He's got his nose in front. McLaughlin coming through, challenging for second in the Red Bull livery. I tell you what, Henry Josselin is down to 4th.
Yes, that's an amazing start from Raber, though. Like I said, he's got a lot of confidence, and he used it then to get into the lead. But yeah, Josselin, his weekend is just not going the way he wanted it to, especially with that double pole. McLaughlin in the Red Bull car up to P2, and also Pezik in Rodin, he's 3rd now.
Yeah, Jimmy Pezik had a great start in race 1 this morning, but was adjudged to have jumped the start yesterday, did the same yesterday, so it's all knife-edge stuff as far as getting away from the line is concerned. McLaughlin, the leading rookie at the moment, but will be going for outright championship honours. Driver we met at the Ginetta Junior Scholarship a few years ago, didn't come car racing, stayed with karts, and he's had a phenomenal career in karts, as McLaughlin. But it's Raber setting the pace at the moment from McLaughlin. Pezik in 3rd. Welcome back, Jimmy Pezik. Josselin in 4th. If Henry can get a finish here, that will be good for him. I know he wants the win, I know he wants a podium, but a finish under his belt will be a decent-ish way to finish the weekend.
Behrman's had a good start as well. He's up to 5th. He's with a yellow lid in the high-tech car. And yeah, he's driving really well after having those 3 races that he did last year. And you've got the Fortec car and the Rodin car going side by side into turn 1. Pezik going around the outside. Are they going to make contact, or are they going to keep it clean? Great bit of driving from the pair of them there.
Yeah, they were, and it's Pezik that hangs on to it. Josselin coming under pressure from Behrman in 5th place. Tommy Harfield is next up as well. Tommy's had a good weekend. He is in the Chris Dittman car. Outright podium yesterday. You know, OK, it was due to a penalty to another driver, but third is third, and Tommy Harfield was due to join the championship for a couple of rounds last year. The Chris Titman, the yellow, black and red car, and had an outright podium. The youngster, very, very mild-mannered youngster, is Tommy Harfield, raced with the BRSEC Fiesta Juniors and making what I think, Phil, is a difficult transition, isn't it, into single-seaters?
It certainly is, going from front-wheel drive to with a car with a roof on it to having a single-seater rear-wheel drive, completely different. But we have seen it in the past with the likes of Joseph Loke in the past. So, but on board now with the high-tech car of McLaughlin in the Red Bull car, he's chasing down Raber, who's with Argenti. He's definitely in the slipstream there. He's definitely got him in his sights to try and make a move very soon. He's got a lot of pace, as you can see them go through turn one. Let's see if they can do anything in the next few laps. Got to be careful there of track limits coming out of turn one as well. There was lots of that in race 2.
Really? You surprised me.
You remember it?
Yeah. We do get a little bit of that, and I think, you know, qualifying and everything else, but some more side-by-side going on here, and it's Beerman working hard here.
Yeah, that was close racing between him and the Argenti car. Virtuoso car of Molnar. Yeah. Molnar did a great job to get past there, because Beerman was obviously made a great start. He's now dropped to 6th, but yeah, Molnar again on a mission once again. He nearly won race 2 of this weekend, but didn't quite have enough time with the red flag coming out. So let's see if Molnar can keep this up and keep moving forward.
That must have been really frustrating for him, because he could see the momentum was building. He had the fastest lap of the race as well and was closing in. But Chase Fernandez, really good for him to get it. He defended well through the race, started well too. So it was a hard-earned win for Fernandez nonetheless. As we in fact get to look at Fernandez there in the Wera Tools car, the championship sponsors car, number 90, having a go, comes offline. Is his wing slightly askew, or is it a little bit of colour? It looks like damage on that wing, doesn't it, Chase Fernandez?
Yeah, unless it's the stickers that are just not quite straight. But yeah, you can see there, there's Reynolds now trying to go down the inside of Fernandez, as Fernandez is trying to pass Campbell Pilling. So yeah, these guys, they just need to keep it clean. But Fernandez, obviously, he's got a bit of confidence going into this race after winning race 2 of the weekend.
Yeah, great for him. Fantastic for the team as well. And Chase, as you probably know, was the winningest driver in Ginetta Junior last year. Runner-up in the championships, not all about race wins, of course, but a great little character, as indeed many of these are. We've got to thank the MSUK for organising the Chat with the Drivers Day at Bicester, which we did earlier in the month. And it really is a good opportunity. There's some real characters out there, Phil.
There is. I've noticed that. Usually you get, like I said earlier, they're a bit young and they're a bit sort of shy and don't really have much chat. So when you see a load of characters on the grid, it just makes it a bit more exciting for the spectators and for the crowds that come and see them, and for yourself who do the interviews.
Yeah, really good bunch. So Raber settling in nicely, but McLaughlin gets the fastest lap, 1:06.052, and we're on board with Fionn now. I say he was a real star at the scholarship for Ginetta. I can't remember who he missed out to that year, but a real sterling performance, made it to the final shootout, and as we say, went karting, but now in single-seaters and running in Red Bull colours, and it stands out, doesn't it, that for the fans here as much as anybody else.
You can see here Leo Robinson trying to go down the inside in the high-tech car on Reynolds there. That was a great move. There wasn't much space on the inside going down the straight. He made the car fit down that gap, and he's made the move stick. So great driving from Leo Robinson.
It was multi-winner from last year, Leo Robinson, and maybe just the qualifying session put him a little bit out of sorts.
And that's Jeff Hall now. He made a bad start. Jeff Hall started 7th. He's dropped back to 13th, and he's now fighting his way back up again, trying to get past Robinson. So yeah, you can see the CDR car and the Virtuosi car as well with Hartfield and Molnar. So Molnar's now got a run. He's going to go to the outside to try and outbrake him, or is he going to get the switch back? He needs to try and get underneath the car, get it to the apex, get down the inside coming out the cut corner. Looks like he might have that, but then he's on the outside when he comes to the Craner curves, but then he's on the inside. If he can make it stick, he's on the inside for Old Hairpin. Is he going to outbrake him? No, he's not.
Oh, great bit of racing between the pair of them. And Tommy Harfield, as we said, transitioning from junior saloon car racing. Harry Reynolds is off in the gravel. That could be a safety car being deployed. So safety car, Harry. Oh, is he going to get out of there? He hasn't got room to turn around without getting stuck in the gravel there, has he? But yeah, nice bit of racing there we saw between Harfield and Molnar. Here's a replay of what happened.
Yeah, I don't understand how he's got there.
No,
I think he's been turned around and he's stopped on that bit of tarmac. So if he was in the gravel there, he wouldn't be able to get anywhere. But it looks like he's trying to get the gear. He's reversed it once. he might get away with this, even though we have got the safety car now.
Yeah, nice bit of marshalling, just making sure that he doesn't go into the gravel. And yeah, but safety car's gone, hasn't it? So
he has had assistance as well. I'm not sure if that counts with this, but yeah, there's the safety car in that case will not be out very long.
I see it spraying
gravel.
Looks very agricultural spraying that, doesn't it? Yeah. Harry Reynolds, another scholarship winner, actually won the Dragon Sport scholarship to race in Brick Car last year.
Oh yeah, he did, didn't he? I remember that, in a Clio
with Reece Lloyd, and had a good season. We wish Reece well. Hope him and his missus are well.
Reynolds has got out before the safety cars come round, so he's going to have to be absolutely flat out to try and get to the back of this train to be still on the same lead lap. But this safety car is not going to be out for long, so he's going to have to really get his head down and put in a bit of a qualifying lap, which is the wrong thing to say considering we're under yellows, but that's kind of the rules.
Yeah, he will try and get round. I know Harry was a very late entrant to this weekend. He'd done a bit of testing. He's been coaching and chaperoning some drivers as well for JHR. Safety car lights are out, so Scott Stringfellow will bring the car back in. But yeah, Harry, I know, had a good result, 6th position race too, so good result for Harry there from outside the reverse zone. So he did really well, and he's looking to try and maybe get more sponsors to do a little bit more. He's certainly a capable driver.
He certainly is, yeah. He was very good in Ginetta Juniors as well a few years ago, and he won a lot of races.
I forgot he did juniors. Didn't he have the Larry Pink car or something, if I remember correctly?
Yeah, it was with Jade Edwards, his dad's team, actually.
There you go.
Right, he's gone. Rayber's decided to pull the pin and go nice and early, so he's got a really good start there. Caught McLaughlin off guard, and you can see he's caught a few off guard because you can see Behrman has run wide, come out the last corner as well.
Yeah, well, they say safety cars sometimes breed safety cars, particularly in the States. Hopefully, we're not going to get another one particularly quickly as we're a quarter of the way through the race there. A little bit of contact there again, and that was Chase Fernandez in the Wera Tools car, just maybe making the lightest of contact. Chase down in 9th place. We look at the battles at the lower reaches of the top 10 at the moment. Still Raver from McLaughlin. Jimmy Pazik now fastest lap, Phil. So Jimmy in 3rd place. Be a dark horse for this one, the Rhodium driver.
Yeah, he certainly can be. I mean, obviously he's got a bit more of a slipstream with the cars in front, but yeah, I think just going back to with the Behrman, Campbell, Pilling, there's been a bit of a change of position there with someone running a bit wide coming onto the start-finish straight at the start of that lap, so we'll see that all change again in set. But yeah, like you say, Pazik's flying with that fastest lap.
Yes, let's see whether he can close them down. So Behrman with a reminder, yellow square, yellow background number indicates rookie driver, which is first-year car driver, not first-year F4 driver necessarily. If you've done Ginetta Junior or any other junior car racing, such as Junior Saloons or Fiestas, then that does count as car racing, so you can't be a rookie in F4. Past there, up goes, that's Joel Bergstrom, isn't it? Just passing Ella Lloyd, so a good move from the Swede on the Welsh lady. On a little bit of contact. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Ella Lloyd actually got a really good run off that corner, managed to get the switch back, and there was a little bit of contact, but she's made that stick. That's a great bit of driving. As you can see, it all out of shape further back. Bit of a lock-up as well.
That's Al-Azhari, isn't it?
Yeah, Al-Azhari's gone wide.
So Xavier Ramirez coming into the mix as well. Probably the two hardest names to pronounce, actually, in the course of the racing coming through. And then it's Cole Hewitson in the first of the XL cars there, the white and blue car with the yellow camera pod on top of the cowling. You can see that's Cole Hewitson, the very personable young South African who's getting stuck in here.
Let's see again. You can see Ella Lloyd managing to get the switch back. There's a bit of contact as Bergstrom's tried to come across her, but she stuck that one down the inside and made it stick. So yeah, great bit of driving from the McLaren driver.
Nice pleasant surprise to see Joel Bergstrom making the comeback into F4 this year. His dad's a Swedish rallycross driver back in the day, so motorsport very much in the blood of the fact. It's a nice orderly shot, isn't there? Things relatively calm at the moment, apart from a look there for Joel Bergstrom with the green helmet having a look, but really too far back to do anything about Ella Lloyd there. It's actually lost him a bit of time, Phil.
Yeah, it has. I'm not sure what he was doing there. I don't know whether he thought he had to defend or whether he was just trying to put himself in Ella's mirrors, but no, that's allowed Avramidis now. He's all over the back of him as we're back on board with the Red Bull car of McLaughlin. Let's see what we think of the track as we're on board with him. As we come up the hill to Coppice, it's very, very steep as you go up the hill. It's a very small break into 4th gear and getting the exit as best you can, trying to not run as wide, trying to not scrub the tyres too much, trying to stay in the slipstream of the car in front. Then you're coming up to the chicane. You go over this little bump, Then when you get into compression, you hit the brakes down to 4th gear and carry as much speed as possible without running up to the yellow bricks that are trying to slow you down and stop you going across the green. And he's now again trying to get that slipstream, looking at the cones on the left, braking as late as possible down to 4th gear, get as much rotation as he can, because now we've got a very important section which is all very flat out as you come through Craner curves. It's only a very small brake as you come into the old hairpin as well. It's in 5th gear, so he's got to position the car down 1 gear, roll as much speed through the corners, get as much rotation without running wide too far onto the green. Then it's all uphill at this point. You've got to make sure you get that exit so you don't scrub speed as you go up the hill.
I think you put him off the first bit because we were at the end, the first part of the... Oh, hang on, let's have a quick look here. McLaughlin's got a penalty, so Cole Hewitson, being passed by Al-Azhari. And I was going back to the onboard. The first part of the onboard, we saw the end. Oh! Al-Azhari gets the spin. Hopefully he'll be able to start it up and get going again. I think the field have the field made it past?
Yeah, he's got going. He's having a nightmare, isn't he? He's had a big off. As you look further back, he's just run a little bit wide, then he's dropped it in the gravel. That's spun him around. Everyone's avoided him there.
Oh, well done.
But the 2 CDR cars did a good job to avoid that. So we'll see as well once again as they come in through McLean's. Yeah, he's just wide. He's too wide in the first place. So yeah, I'm pleased that he's got going again.
Yep.
But yeah, I think like you said, there's a couple of people with penalties. It's actually 2 high-tech cars. McLaughlin and Behrman have both got a 5-second penalty, as we see Raber do the fastest lap of the race.
Yep, that was Raber set that as we were watching on board from McLaughlin the last few corners of the first bit of the onboard that we had. Your lovely commentary with as well. This is the 2 CDR cars towards the back. Charlie Edge. So rookie podium for him in race number 1 of the weekend. Alba Larson. Alba's 3rd in the rookies at the moment. She's had 2 good races this weekend.
Yeah, mega job. Yeah,
young
really,
Dutch
really
race, Danish racer.
I think we saw a little bit of gravel there as we saw the 2 CDR cars go through Old Hairpin. So the one in front of them 2 is Mercier. So I'm not sure if he's just had a bit of a trip through the gravel. As we can see again, it's all getting quite tight at the front with the top 3 now. Raber, McLaughlin, Pasique, and I think Jocelyn's trying to go with them as well.
Now, have they got penalties? They've got the exclamation mark by their names. So they have got the penalties, but it's not showing on the timing screen at the moment. So although this is the battle for the lead on track, it's not necessarily on the timing clock.
No, I think we get that at the end of the race when we see all the penalties in place and then we get an actual result, which, it's not the way we want to see it, but it's rules are rules.
It's better than the drive-through because we do actually get to see them battling it out.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly, yeah. And this looks like it's going to hot up. And to be honest, McLaughlin probably knows that he's got a penalty, so now what he needs to do is try and get a 5-second lead, which is going to be very hard at this stage of the race with only 10 minutes to go. But that's going to be his mindset. He's going to need to get past Raber first, try and back him into the others and try and pull away.
August Raber did a handful of races with us last year with Excel. They were newcomers to the championship last season. Very clearly did a good job of bedding them in well. They've obviously got a great pedigree elsewhere, but getting their first win, there are going to be a lot of celebrations in the team this weekend as they look forward to enjoying many, many more wins as well. But look how close this is. This is the lead battle, and there are plenty of cars involved with it. Jimmy Pasique, again, I said he could be the dark horse in this one. Fastest lap in the earlier stages of the race, maybe got off the board just a little bit. Henry Jocelyn's still there in 4th, another graduate from the Ginetta Junior Championship. Then it's Tommy Harfield doing a super job in 5th, and Tommy running in the, if you've got a timing screen, there's a little C by his name, which means that he's running in the Challenge Trophy. So he's basically saying he's going to do 7 of the 10 rounds. It's helping drivers that don't quite have the full budget. So you can select 7 of the 10 rounds, do that, and you can get the Challenge Trophy. It, of course, you could argue it's been designed around the drivers that are doing F1 Academy. That's not necessarily the case because it does help other drivers as well, such as Charlie Edge, I think, is doing a limited campaign as well.
Just to ruin the race a little bit more, we've got a few more time penalties. In fact, the timing screen I'm looking at is lit up like a Christmas tree with penalties for McLaughlin, Jocelyn, Behrman, Lloyd, Hewitson. So yeah, it's a real shame that this is going to go. We've still got 8-9 minutes to go, so we don't know what else is going to happen. But
what would happen if all the drivers got together and said, let's all exceed track limits on lap 3, we'd all get the penalty and then we'd just race as it is?
Well, exactly, yeah. It's, who knows? But anyway, it's a shame because we're gonna see a good race here, and it's just little mistakes. All right, some of them, like McLaughlin, has actually run quite wide a few times there through turn 1. But sometimes it's just a mistake, so we need to just be a little bit more lenient when these drivers are 15 years old. So, you know, yeah, when we're on board with McLaughlin, it is easier to see, and you know, not every car has an onboard, so we don't get to see everything. But
does that make it easy to pick out from? I mean, there are cameras on. This is an MSV track,
yeah,
so they have sensors, don't they?
Yeah, they have sensors, so it takes a picture of your car, then goes to someone in the office, and they have a look at it. And was it a track limits, or were they squeezed wide? But it happens too quickly, so it's very difficult for them to keep up with it. But let's see what happens. Let's concentrate on the race, because that's the fun bit.
Well, Ray hasn't had one yet, as he hasn't got the penalty at all, so he's all right, and he's away and he's leading. So win by right, perhaps. McLaughlin's still second, Pazik third, Jocelyn, Harfield, Martin Molnar in sixth, Rowan Campbell-Pilling is in 7th place. Then it's Chase Fernandez, Leo Robinson in 9th, 10th position is Thomas Behrman. He's getting closer. This is what we're going to focus on now. This is the track action, and McLaughlin wants his first win. Are we going to end this meeting with 3 different winners in the Wera Tools F4 British Championship, certified by FIA? McLaughlin wants to be the 3rd different winner at the flag, at least, in this championship this weekend. Yeah,
he's lost a bit of momentum there, but yeah, he can see he's wanting to get past him, because he wants to get that 5-second lead, because you can see that there's cars coming. There's a whole train of them now, with Basit, Jocelyn, Harfield, Molnar all in this race now, and actually further back as well. The top 10, 12, I think it all goes all the way back to Jeff Hall, who's 11th. So the top 11 are all in a train here, so anyone's got an opportunity here to make some places.
Absolutely right, and good racing. And of course the format now is that we used to have the fastest driver in quali starting in pole on the first race of the weekend, but now we save that up for the last race of the weekend so that all of our viewers can enjoy it towards the end of the weekend, which is a lovely thing to do. Actually, it's great. Out go the pit signals. Across the line goes August Raber, McLaughlin second. So Swedish driver leading the Irishman, Jimmy Pazik, the Aussie, in 3rd place. Henry Jocelyn, the young Englishman, there in 4th place from another Englishman, Tommy Harfield. Martin Molnar next up. And I tell you what, penalties aside, Phil, this is going to shape up to be a great championship this year.
It certainly is, yeah. Like we've talked about at the start with all the different teams, you've got a lot of drivers, a lot of successful drivers in the past in their career who are coming into this series and really fighting hard to be at the front. And I feel like we're going to get a good mix, like you said, of different age of drivers, different teams that don't normally get to the front in previous years. They've found something with their driver in this car that's making a difference. So it's really good to see.
Great onboard. Do you know who the onboard was 7 years ago? No, you won't know that. That's a difficult question, isn't it?
You do know.
Oscar Piastri.
Was it really?
Leading the Formula 1 World Championship at this moment. How about
that? How do you remember that?
How do I know? Because I'm an anorak. Gore-Tex lined.
Wow, Oscar Piastri, he was absolutely mega in this championship. I think it's the only championship he hasn't won.
Oh, really? He was runner-up to
Jamie Caroline.
Caroline wrapped it up halfway through the year, didn't he? And Piastri was with Arden.
Yes.
There, and of course Caroline was with Carlin.
Yeah.
So and 10 years ago we had certain Lando Norris.
Yeah, exactly.
In MSA Formula, as it was called.
Who is second in the championship in F1.
So there you go. That is the proving ground for F4. I know we bang on about it. It's FIA certified. That is why these drivers come in. One of the mums said to me yesterday in the paddock, said, "Oh, I don't think we'll get as many drivers going through to Formula 1 now." I tell you what, I think we will.
Oh, we 100% will. Yeah. And it'll just keep happening as well. I mean, to be honest, one part of it is that you need to have FIA license.
It's certified, isn't it?
To get into Formula 1 now. Yeah. So this is a championship that gives you those license points. You actually win 12 points on your license if you win British F4 or any F4 category, and you need 40 points to get into Formula 1. So it's so important to do, and it's great to see a lot of drivers from all over the world come in here to try and get those points and win a championship. Yeah,
this is very much the one part of driving where you do want points on your licence.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You need loads of them as well.
You do, and a few quid.
Yeah, you certainly need a few
and the
quid.
skill to go with it, to be absolutely
and also
fair
the backer of likes of Red Bull or McLaren
or
Mercedes, which we've not mentioned, with Ethan Jeff Hall, who's been announced as a Mercedes driver for this year after winning the Ginetta Junior Championship and the World Karting Championship, the same one that Lando Norris won all those years ago in 2014. So a real sort of talent that's on the grid here with having that Merc back in, and then we've got
on the front of the car,
the McLaren, which is
a bollard, isn't it?
Yeah, she's obviously run a bit wide or turned in a bit early for Coppice maybe, which is just picked up that bollard, which is definitely not going to be very aerodynamic.
They replace them every race. I heard that people sort of saying about them going in the touring car races, and Makes you wonder why they bother, because they just keep getting...
I think in the touring cars, they try and knock them down on the out-lap.
They probably do. And anyway, Ella's picked up one of those. Ella Lloyd down in... She's the second of the partial year drivers at the moment in 12. So another penalty's popped up, Phil. And it's for the leader, August Raber. Wow. So all is level now. This is a straight fight for the lead as things stand, with both the leader and the second place driver. Now, has Jimmy Pezik got a penalty? Does that put him into... He is... 1.293. So leading. Potentially Jimmy Pezik is the leader.
Oh, just as we were watching Lloyd and Bergstrom, I think it was. They've had to come in together
again.
Yeah, it looks that way. Is it? Yeah, it is Bergstrom. Yeah, there's he's got a front left suspension failure, so he's obviously had some contact as he's thrown it down the inside at turn 1. Ella Lloyd's just turned for the apex. Yeah, a little bit clumsy from the pair of them there, but we didn't quite see how that all started and how far back he was.
I'm wondering if this is going to go the way of the earlier race, because that obviously when you've got broken wheels, that means big recovery. And yeah, red flag has been deployed. Well, that'll be a checker as well.
That puts Raber and McLaughlin down in about 10th.
So we think Pezik gets his first win. And
you said Pezik. You said he's the one that's looking
good.
Did
I? Yeah, I said it was Dark Horse, didn't I, earlier on?
Dark Horse, yeah.
So it's Joel Bergstrom. And then, so Jimmy Pezik, we reckon, with the timing to be applied, and as we found out earlier on, there's a little bit of jiggery-pokery to go through, adjust the times. So we think, so on the road, August Raber from Fionn McLaughlin, with Jimmy Pezik third on the road, but taking the win, we think. We say provisional, as is always the case. We see Ella Lloyd out of the car. Second race of disappointment for Ella, and understandably going to be a little bit frustrated. But we'll move on to the next meeting, I feel sure.
Yeah, she actually had. She's caused both red flags in these last two races, hasn't she?
Yes,
not her fault in that case.
No.
Situation, but yeah, a puncture in the first one when she was stopped on the back straight. But yeah, Pezik, 100% is the way I see that, and it is on our timing screen now. Pezik, Hartfield, Molnar, Campbell Pilling, Fernandez, Robinson, then Raber. Jeff Hall goes in between them in 8th, and then McLaughlin in 9th. Wow, it really does change things down. So here's how the timing screen is showing things after the adjustments for penalties. And round 3 of the Wera Tools F4 British Championship going to Jimmy Pezik, as we call Tommy Harfield in 2nd. More silverware for Chris Dittman Racing this weekend. Martin Molnar is 3rd from Rowan Campbell Pilling. Chase Fernandez in 5th position, then Leo Robinson and August Raber. Ethan Jeff Hall 8th from Fionn McLaughlin, and then Henry Jocelyn wrapping up the top 10. Disappointment for Henry after starting from pole, but he's got pole pace, which is key going forward. 11th, Thomas Behrman from Joel Bergstrom and Xavier Avramidis. Then it was Yuhao Fu from Henry Mercier. Ella Lloyd 16th, despite the problems. Charlie Edge, Alba Larson, Adam Alazari and Cole Hewitson completing the top 20. And our final non-runner was Harry Reynolds, who managed to get going again. But the car's coming down in towards Parc Ferme down the pit lane. They'll turn left at the end of the pit lane into Parc Ferme when the various checks will take place. And, of course, the celebrations. And here is Jimmy Pezik, the very personable Aussie. He's a very good lad, is Jimmy. It's lovely to have him back in the championship. Rodin are going to be absolutely delighted to get their first win of the season. And Phil, what we wanted to happen has happened. 3 different teams and 3 different drivers taking the win. We look forward to... These guys have got a meeting next weekend, believe it or not, Silverstone GP. We won't see them at Brands Hatch. We will welcome them back at Silverstone. But there is Jimmy Pezik, who takes the win. A nice, somewhat muted perhaps celebration. But you can all go and grab a cup of tea and a bicky now. We'll be back with an interview with Jimmy in just a few minutes.